Hi guys, my name's Kelvin. Welcome to the Military Misfit channel. Today I want to do a short video on placards and how you can use them to set up your gear however you want. So whether that's working with a pack or maybe working with a plate carrier or as a standalone chest rig. These are very modular, and there's a lot of ways, different ways that you can use them. To be clear, this isn't my idea. I'm not the first person to come up with this. So at the heart of it, we have the placard itself. I've got two examples here today. After that, we have our straps or hardware. Then we have our inserts, and over here we have the wings. We have the placards themselves. And these came out of the Swift clip system that was standardized by Mayflower Research and Consulting. What they did is they came up with a way that you could mount your chest rig directly to a plate carrier, and in this way create something that's a bit more streamlined, a bit more modular. So these, at the top here, we have the male Fastex clips, and those are designed to slot into the plate carrier itself. These are at a set distance, and what that does is it allows you to use different components together. So you could have, for example, a Mayflower plate carrier, but a Haley strategic placard, or something else. So the male clips will bear the weight, and then the clips will line up with the cummerbund on the plate carrier and just keep everything together. The great thing about this system is that there's literally a million individual components. Loads of different companies make their own placards, make their own plate carriers, their own inserts, all kinds of stuff. So you can, with a little bit of research, just pick and choose the items that you want to create the system that you need. The cool thing about it as well is that you can change bits out individually as you go. For example, you might start off with a rifleman placard, and then maybe at some point you might get a different firearm, or say 308. And you might want to set that up in the DMR role. So you might have the front section here with things like your laser rangefinder, crib cards, notebooks, what have you, and then the back section with the magazines. So starting with the placard, you're going to have these male buckles. Most of them are going to be adjustable, so you can adjust it for height or just remove that altogether. And then on the sides here, you're going to have this section, and that is going to be for the female buckles. Or you can just leave them clear like I have on this, and we'll get to that in a minute. So on this one here, set up more for a micro rig. We have these buckles here, which are removable. So using the split bar buckles or the field replaceable buckles, we can just change it out as we need. So starting with this section here, you'll look inside, you'll notice that it's lined with loop Velcro on both sides, front and back. And what that does is it allows us to use different inserts. This here is admin panel, so that is hook on both sides, and we just put that in at the front there, and you now have that admin section. In the back, you might want to run some magazines. So this is a double rifle insert for 308, but there are other types available, and that's just going to run in there. So just like that. Then say maybe you're running a 9mm PCC, you can just take that out. Get your different insert, and then you can run those magazines in it. So instead of having to buy a whole new chest rig or what have you, you can just swap out that one component. Other things that you can run in there. This here is a smaller admin panel. And that will just run in the back, and then you can do whatever on the other side. Over here, So over here I have an old school Mayflower insert, and this is to carry 3 magazines in front of your plate carrier. So this is different, and this is where you have to do your research, because this one here has hook on one side and loop on the other. So it isn't technically going to fit in here. So what I've done is I've gone down to the hobby shop and I've got myself some Velcro, adhesive backed Velcro, and what I've done is I made an adapter, just getting 2 hook sections and sticking them together. I can now put that hook adapter on the back of it. Like that, and then now I can run 3 5.56 mags. Over here I have a Helican insert. This is a twin mag. So we've got hook on one side, loop on the other. So that'll work fine. You just need to run some make up an adapter for it. But you could run that there and then run some pistol mags on that next to it. Just like that. So as you can see, like the options are virtually limitless. Another thing that we can do is here are some organizer inserts. This one here is a Blue Force gear. This one's like that, and you can run that in there. And then over here we have a Expedition run. You could also run that in there. Run the zipper component over the top, or even a flat one if you have one of those, and you can run whatever items you need. And yeah, again, just another zipper component. This one, loop on one side, hook on the other, so you need to create an adapter for it, but that will fit in there just fine. So that works well as a basic placard, and if you wanted to just run that on your plate carrier, that would work as is. Or you have the option of running it as a chest rig. And now we get into different types of hardware. So this here is from Direct Action, and this is just a basic H harness from one of their rigs. So just swap that in there. Run the clips through, and then you have it as a chest rig. Over here we have Placard. So we've got there H harness, and that will fit in there as well, because this is a Placard item, and that works quite well. Or you can run it as the X harness, and this is their X harness. Comes in 2 parts, and then again that will just attach as you like, and you can run it with that. As well as that, here's a couple of back straps. So you have your harness at the top, and then at the back, at the bottom, you're just going to run the back strap. I believe this one here is from Helican Tex, and again that will just fit in just fine. So long as your gear is running these 1-inch clips, everything seems to work together well enough. Over here we have the Fastex clips, and these are the Woojin buckles. So those work fine. I do find about 95% of the time there's no problem. Occasionally you might have one buckle that doesn't want to work with another buckle. If that happens, you can just swap out one of the buckles, and then generally speaking you'll fix it. So say for example this one here wasn't going to work with this buckle, you can just swap these 2 across, and then that should work again. just something to be aware of. Another way that you can use it is with a backpack. So here we have the straps. So we have a female buckle at the top, and then on the bottom we have the male. And so we can clip this into there like that. And then you can run there you go. That one there doesn't really want to work, but it will work fine with that. So occasionally you'll get one that doesn't want to work with its, but it's no big deal. So what we do is just run the bottom of the strap into the side. And you can run it like that. So nice and easy and very versatile. Like I said, the advantage of this system is that you have loads and loads of different options. Another thing that you can do is to run it with some wings. So here we have a couple of different types of wings. These ones are designed for, I believe, rifle mags. And then this one here is more for a radio. And then over here we have the two separate sections to convert it more into a chest rig. So there's a few different ways that we can run these. So we have our placard here. This has the buckles on it already. And what we can do is attach our wing and then run the shoulder straps and attachment straps over the top. Or another option might be to run your insert underneath and then remove these buckles and then attach them to the wing itself. Not all wings will have the attachment buckles, but some will. The cool thing is as well that say later on have a plate carrier, you can use these wings on the plate carrier as well. Then we have larger wings, like these ones here. Now these come in two forms. You'll have the single piece wings, where you'll just attach that in. For example, I believe the Aspirator systems do their wings like that. The single piece ones work well, although if you do have a larger than average placard, it's for example set up for 308 mags, that edge of it is going to creep into the real estate for the first pulse channel. Again, all we're going to do so when you're putting it all together, be careful. Just be aware that you're lining the loop up with a hook. It's very easy to set it up hook to hook. So yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
So then we're going to just put the backer on the back there, and then now, so we have our buckles at the top, and then we have buckles here at the sides for the shoulder straps and so on. So as you can see, loads of different ways that you can use these. That's obviously the main advantage. It's quite handy to just be able to swap out a certain bit For example, you might have the wings set up with the radio on one side and medical gear on the other side, and then you can just swap out the placard section in the middle. Say you're running a 308 DMR one day, and then the next day maybe you're a rifleman, or perhaps you're doing something nothing to do with firearms, and you want a placard that can run admin gear and medical gear. And then on the weekend you might want to go shooting, so you can just swap it out as you need. Another cool thing is you can build it up as you go. You don't have to start with all the components. You could just start off maybe with the placard and chest rig components, and then you can build it out from there. Or if you're already using, or if you're using a plate carrier, you can take the placard off, rig it as a chest rig, and then just keep the same compatibility, but not have to carry your plates and all the rest of it around. For the cons, it can get quite pricey, especially if you're doing it all at once. The individual components, the cost of them, it does add up over time. Although it is somewhat mitigated if you've already got certain parts. Like maybe you've already got a chest rig and you can use the harness and back strap off that. Or maybe you've got the placard on a plate carrier already. As I said before, you can just take the placard off and run that how you want. The other advantage is that say you're starting out with the chest rig and then eventually get the plate carrier, you already have the accessories that you need to get the most out of your plate carrier. So it's not, it is kind of expensive, but if you do it smart, you can, mitigate that cost quite a bit. Another disadvantage is all these layers of Velcro, they add up, and they can get quite sort of bulky. Even on this one here with this setup, that's got to be about 10 mil worth of Velcro and Cordura just in that section there. Some of the other ones with all the different inserts, they can get even more bulky. And then lastly, I sort of wonder about the integrity of it all. Well, the Velcro is new and everything's good. I think it'll work quite well. But I just sort of think about times that we've had to casevac people and you sort of grab their kit and just like run with it. And there's nothing really holding it together. It can, I'm just not sure that it would all stay together in that kind of situation. However, if you are worried about that, I think it'd be quite easy just to run some paracord through it and just tie everything in together as you need it. And then the last problem with it, if you call it a problem, is restless cat syndrome. It is easy to just be constantly tinkering and changing with it. And I know that's kind of like the advantage of it is that you can swap out components, but I think you will need a little bit of discipline and just not be constantly changing things around for the sake of changing it. Sometimes it's better to just run a good rig rather than strive for the perfect rig and just get that muscle memory. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, mindset trumps kit. All right, guys, I hope you found this video useful. Please do us a favor and do the old like and subscribe. If you've got any questions or comments, hit us up in the comments below. There's a ton of different ways of running these, and I'm sure I haven't listed all of them, so I'm quite keen to hear from other people how they are running their placards or what kind of systems that they are using in place. Yeah, it brings us to the end. As always, if you can't be safe, you're dangerous. Cheers, guys.